All right, this is going to be midterm review number 11 through 15. Question 11, graph the two functions. What is the largest x value that makes f of x equal to g of x true? So we do want to graph those. So in Desmos, it'll look like just each function graphed separately. You don't need to type f of x or g of x in. Let me move that over here. You can type y, or you can just leave it blank. But I'm going to type in x cubed minus 3x squared plus 6. And then I'm going to go down to line 2 and do 2x. And the question says, what's the largest x value that makes f of x equals to g of x true? Well, you got like 3 points of intersection. You got this negative 1.414, positive 1.414, and then you have 3, 6. Now, because it says x value, I'm really only interested in what the x value is. Cross that out here. Now I'm going to just copy this real quick. Let's put that in here, and I can annotate on it. All right, like I said, I'm really only interested in the x value because this question says what's the largest x value. So at that point here, the largest x value is going to be 3. So your answer is simply going to be 3. So what I would do is just, sketch this graph so you can kind of see what's going on. And you can say x equals 3. And that kind of answers your question. You don't need to actually write anything down other than just a quick sketch of the graph. Number 12 is going to require some multiplication. So this is just good old-fashioned kind of distributing. So I'll just do a box here. And you want to go ahead and try this on your own. So if we got 5x and negative 2, 2x squared, 7x, and negative 9. So we want to multiply. So 5 times 2 multiply. So that's going to be 10. And then x times x squared is x cubed. 5 times 7 is 35x squared, because you have x times x. And then 5 times negative 9 is negative 45. And so copy the x down. Same over here, negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. Bring the x squared. Negative 2 times 7 is negative 14x. And negative 2 times negative 9 is positive 18. Combine your like terms. So you got 10x cubed. These two will give you 31. 35 minus 4 is 31, so 31x squared. These two will combine to, let's see, 14 and 45 is going to be 59, negative 59. And that's going to be x, and then finally got plus 18. So that should be your final answer for number 12. And this is not something the graph's going to help you with here. Question 13. For the function f of x graphed below, what is f of 1? So you're going to go to the x value of 1, and you're going to report the y value. Now, this is an undefined point. So you're not going to pick that value. You're going to go to the closed circle. And you can see here it's going to give you an output that's going to be y equals negative 2. So that coordinate at 1 is negative 2. So f of 1 is equal to negative 2. Number 14. What is the domain and range of the graph? Let's start with the domain. Domain are the x values. We're looking left to right. We start on the left side. On the left side here, it comes from all the way over here at negative infinity. Then it keeps going. Well, it kind of stops here at 3, but that's a closed circle. So, and it picks back up again right after 3 until 6. Now 6 is an open circle. So 6 is going to be a parenthesis because we're not including it. So it's going to be x is less than 6, which is going to be negative infinity to 6. That's your domain. Your range, that's going to be your y values. So let's go ahead and look at the up and down range. It's going to be y values. That's going to be up, or down to up, actually. So we're going to start with your lowest y value, and you're going to notice, well, it doesn't really go any lower than 0. So 0. So it's going to start at 0, and it's going to keep going up. Now, it has the number at 4 here, but it keeps going up forever. So it's never going to stop going up. So it's going to go, y is greater than or equal to 0, which means it's going to go from 0 to infinity. Now, infinity gets the parentheses, but 0 is going to get a bracket because of that equal sign. So it includes 0. So it includes 0, so it's going to have a bracket 0 and to infinity. And that's your range, domain and range. Number 15, we have a piecewise function. We want to know the value of 3f of negative 4 minus 2f of negative 10 plus f of negative 3. So what you do is you look at the numbers inside the parentheses, and you're really just focusing on plugging in negative 4. So if I want to see where does negative 4 fall, well, if negative 4 is that less than or equal to negative 10, not y, negative 4. And that is not true. So negative 4 is not less than or equal to negative 10. So negative 4 is not going to go there. Negative 4 is going to fit into here. It's kind of between negative 2 and negative 10 on a number line. So therefore, we're going to plug in negative 4 right there for t. So f of negative 4 is negative 4 plus 19, or 19 minus 4, which is 15. Now let's look at the other ones. Let's plug in negative 10. Negative 10, well, it's not greater than negative 10, so it can't go in there. Negative 10 is less than or equal to negative 10. So we're actually gonna plug in negative 10 in for the t's you see here. So we're gonna say negative 10 in parentheses. Always square a number that's negative in parentheses minus 5 times negative 10. Now use your calculator to calculate that out. Now when you do that, you should get 100. Negative 5 times negative 10 is positive 50. So it should actually be 150. You can see that plugin right there. Then finally, we want to do f of negative 3. And negative 3 is well, it's actually not greater than or equal to negative 2. Negative 3 is still going to be between negative 10 and negative 2. Yeah, negative 3 is still going to fall into that trap there for negative 2 to negative 10. So once again, f of negative 3 is going to be negative 3 plus 19. So we're not actually even going to use that one. So 19, 18, 17, 16, that's just going to be 16. So now that we have our three numbers, we can plug in the coefficients and everything. So we'll clean that up a little bit. We're going to have 3 times f of negative 4. So that's going to be 3 times f of negative 4 is 15. So 15. Minus 2 times f of negative 10. F of negative 10 is 150. And then we have plus f of negative 3. So plus 16. So if you do all that in your calculator, you'll get a, let's see, a number that I can't come up with off the top of my head. So I'm going to calculate that real quick. And you can type it in exactly as you see it. And that ends up giving me negative 239. So your answer for that problem is negative 239. All right, that should be all. Let me know if you have any questions, and the next video will go over 16 through 20.